sitting here wondering what the value of a human life might be. Could it be $10, $20 perhaps? I mean, surely it's worth more than that, do you think? No, I didn't think they were worth that much either. Oh my gosh, you absolute monster! Who even places a value on a human life like that? Who even values it so low?
Well, I mean, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, literally all the prison complexes in America, everyone who agrees with immigrants being locked up in cages, most fast fashion industries, and even more consumer-based institutions who have to loophole their way into getting that ethics and cruelty-free sticker on most of their products, but I'm assuming that question was more rhetorical. Regardless though, I've noticed that we as humans like to act like we care. We like to go above and beyond with all our virtue signalling on the internet, and we like to act like we are holier than thou. Or, at the very least, not get labelled as bad. So, with that being the case, why on earth is capitalism still a thing? Like, we have people literally rotting out there in the street. We have children dying from painful and preventable debilitating diseases, and we actively choose not to help them, simply because they don't have a way of getting money that, honestly, how would they even have in the first place? Like, you're actively preferring that somebody would suffer along through a slow and agonising existence just because you can't get your ins out of them. Like, isn't that just a tad bit barbaric and sadistic? Oh, and I'd like to clarify here, this isn't remotely an attack on anyone who has to work for a living, or even a bit above that, because it's honestly pathetic how we're literally held at threat of our lives to be forced into doing XYZ just so we can pay bills all our lives. But like, honestly, what's the alternative? Because at this point in time, I feel like anyone who does have the power to change things literally doesn't seem interested in doing so, for whatever reason that may be discussed, but like, the only other potential option is literally scamming your way into being some sort of beneficiary, which A, I cannot do for moral reasons, B, the beneficiary is still heavily reliant on people actually getting out there and working, to which we then take some sort of their means away to live from them, and C, for every person who does make it onto the benefit, that means a minimum of one other person or entire family will have to miss out. And I just can't live with myself for potentially making somebody else homeless just because I don't want to slave away at work my whole life. And like, it's so conflicting, because I've had it drilled into me from a very early age that we are not entitled to anything, we are not owed anything, and we don't deserve anything that we haven't worked for. And like, I get that, you know? Why should another person feel motivated to compromise their own livelihoods a little bit over something that I can't even be motivated to go and do for myself? But on the other hand, we still have kids with cancer, kids with life-threatening diseases, and kids left stuck in abusive and horrifying situations just because nobody out there is shelling out enough money for them. Because honestly, what's your opinion in all of this? Because I'd love to know. Because I personally like the saying, nobody gets seconds until we've all had firsts. But I'm still not sure how that's going to fit in with our traditionally capitalistic society. And then there's still the whole thing of, why should another person be motivated to compromise their own livelihoods over something I can't even do for myself? And it feels really unfair that the average civilian has so little power to change the fate of their own lives, or how they're born under a governing system that the only way you get a hope of changing is to vote, and then hope that the people you've voted for have enough of a conscience and a heart, assuming they even get in the first place. And if you don't like it, well, sucks to be you, because you can't leave or change anything at all unless you do things our way, because that was the way you were born into, consensual or not. Leave a like, comment and share if this resonates with you, because honestly I'd love to hear your own perspectives on this, as well as any potential way forward, because as hard as we work for the lives we might one day hope to have a chance of getting, it's just not fair to have people out there suffering over things that they cannot change, no matter how hard they try.